All right, y'all. So I'm finally doing the part two of my story time of how I think I discovered that my great grandmother had a secret baby. And I am sorry for the delay. It's been a long week and a half. So since I put up that story time, I honestly didn't think I was gonna get a lot of traction on it, but I got like 2 or 3 comments asking me where's part two. So I'm gonna do the part two. I'm trying to do it as fast as possible. I am from New York, so I can't talk fast, so I really don't have to do that speeding up thing. So just try to catch up. So, like I said in the first story time, based off of the DNA share between me and my potential first cousin one time removed, it seems like that is the most feasible relationship between us two, based off of the DNA. Now, with Ancestry, they just let you know based on your DNA what the probability is. So, if you really don't know, you can use other tools to kind of either back it up or narrow it down. So with narrowing it down, I use DNA Painter along with Ancestry. I also use ChatGPT. I pretty much utilize all my resources to try to figure out how this man really is related to me and what could possibly be the relationship. And based off of all of these tools, it seems to be that this is the relationship, that he is my half first cousin, that his mother is my grandfather's half sister, and now it's just a matter of trying to figure it out and how. So unfortunately, all of these people have passed away. My great grandparents have passed away. My grandfather passed away. My cousin, his mother passed away. I'm not sure if his father's still living, but his mother was adopted. So, based off of the story that he told me, his mom was adopted. They grew up in Philly, which ironically is where my great grandparents and my grandfather and all his siblings grew up as well and lived up until they passed away. I still have family that live in Philadelphia, and with speaking with him, he let me know that based off of where he lives very, very close to where my family lives and still continues to live. And so ironically, he lives close by where not just my family, but this is my grandmother's side of the family. So the family that he was surrounded by growing up is literally my great grandmother's family. So like these were her brother, her nieces, nephews, grandkids. This man didn't even know or realize that he was being raised around his blood family and didn't even know this was his blood family. So much so that not only did he match with me, but he matched with one of my cousins who I know for sure is my cousin on my great grandmother's side. So, with finding out all of this information, I was able to relay some of it to him because he definitely wanted to know who his biological family is. And I feel like any person that was in his scenario should know that as well. And of course, with exposing this, it kind of exposed a huge secret. One that I know my family probably will not accept or want to believe because the person that or people that are involved are no longer here. They're no longer alive to kind of either admit it or debunk it. But unfortunately, we all know with technology and the way things are now, there's no denying DNA. Ancestry DNA test is just like a DNA test if somebody wants to find out if they parent a child. So if you take an Ancestry DNA test and you connect with me on there as a match, we're related. My DNA and your DNA, we share it somehow, some way. And the higher amount you have, then I know for sure that we are related. And with me having a lot of family that has taken Ancestry DNA tests, it kind of helped me out with helping my cousin find out how he is related to us. So while we cannot ask my great grandmother, did you have a baby that you gave up? I can kind of confirm that with the DNA based off of my match with him and my cousins that are her direct descendants as well. So this man would not be a direct descendant if he was not related. He would not show DNA shared with me if he is not related. And with comparing it with family that's on the same side, this is the story that we have. And I know, I'm trying not to use names and everything because, like I said, I know family probably won't accept it, and that's fine. It's not for everybody to accept. This is my journey, this is his journey, and I'm going to help as much as I can. So I definitely gave him as much information as I could about my great grandmother. Now, the other side of it is also, I'm able to compare matches that I know has matched with my great grandfather. So based off of that, I can kind of confirm that he is only related to me on my great grandmother's side. Also confirming the fact that this is probably her child that she had and gave up that was not related on my great grandfather's side. So if we had a story to make up or something to kind of go back on or kind of think as to why she did what she did, we can kind of go with that. Can't confirm it, can't deny it, but we can kind of try to put two and two together. As a mother, we know we don't give up our children for no reason. Something had to happen, and this was in the 50s, so who knows? Who knows? As a Black woman, a lot of things happened to us back then. We didn't have rights. We didn't have a lot of things. So I don't know what my great-grandmother went through. I don't know, why she made the decisions she made, why she made the choices that she made. But all we can do is speculate and help as much as we can. So if I have a match reaching out to me and he wants to know what I am to him, I'm gonna try to figure out and go from there. I was able to, send him pictures of his potential grandmother, so he actually got to see a picture of the woman that is more than likely his grandmother. And he knows that he actually has family out here. He's been around family, and I know that was purposely done. Because it's too much of a coincidence for this man and his mother to be surrounded around my family, and it just happened out of nowhere. Too much of a coincidence. And so I really feel in my heart of hearts that, him being a descendant or family in our family, it was made sure that they were always looked after and around family, even though they didn't know that they were. So I feel good about that. I feel good, knowing that we're still here. So, he can have a relationship with us. We've actually been talking for about maybe 3 years now. We've exchanged information about 3 years, but I just could not figure it out. But the harder I got into Ancestry and digging and find out the information, this is what I came up with. So I'm not going to say it's not true. I'm going to say it is true because numbers don't lie. Any other relationship that it could have possibly been, I think it was like a half cousin once. I think it was like a half first cousin. All other scenarios didn't really make sense based off of the information that I know and based off of the DNA share between me and him. The half first cousin one time removed was the one that actually made sense. It made sense. Made sense based off of the age, based off of location, based off of, where he lived. And I'm just happy that I was kind of able to close that chapter for him, because I don't know what it feels like not to know who your family is, not to know who your biological family is. And I'm glad that I was able to give him that closure. I don't think I have a part 3, but this journey does not end. So I will have more parts to this series about Ancestry DNA, because this is just one person that I've helped, but I have helped other people along the way as well. So here's my part 2. I found a cousin. He is my blood cousin. We cannot deny the DNA. He actually looks like my great uncle, so that was kind of the nail in the coffin. I forgot that part of it. I have a picture of my great uncle, a picture of my cousin. I will ask his permission if I can post it, but this man looks just like my great uncle, who would potentially be his uncle. That would have been his mother's half brother. So yeah, if anybody's going to solve the case, it's going to be me. So I am the family historian, the family genealogist, and clearly the person that's digging up the secrets. Y'all have a good one.